Pregnancy truly is a beautiful thing, a woman creating a new form of life within her own body. Truly, it's honestly a work of art and shows just how beautiful nature can be. There are many women who seek and thrive to have a child of their own, and can be seen as a great blessing when their dream finally comes true. Yet, there are others who seek this dream in a much more dark, mysterious way.
11911, address of your emergency.
1620 Green, please.
1620 what?
Green, please.
I can't understand the street.
Green, please.
Green place. Green like the color?
Yeah.
What's the phone number you're calling me from? Okay, tell me what happened.
She cut me.
Who cut you?
Downstairs, I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
I responded to.
Hang on. Hold on.
Please. I'm downstairs.
Okay, who cut you?
This girl I responded to was ready for Jack.
What did she cut you with?
A knife. I'm pregnant. She cut me in my stomach.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
She cut you in your stomach?
I'm pregnant.
This is a clip from a woman who was known as Michelle Wilkins. Right before this clip, she was brutally beaten and stabbed by another woman. Though she wasn't just simply beaten and stabbed for no apparent reason. She was pregnant, and the woman who committed the beating wanted her unborn baby. Michelle Wilkins was 7 months pregnant, and she was proud of bringing a little girl into this world. Filled with excitement and joy, Michelle Wilkins looked for all kinds of ways to give her baby the best, even before she was born. Michelle Wilkins saw an ad on Craigslist for used baby clothes. As a new mother, she didn't pass up such an opportunity and replied to the ad. Michelle Wilkins met up with the woman at her house and started discussing about the clothes. Everything went smooth at first, but it took a dark turn when the woman hit Michelle Wilkins on her back. Confused, Michelle Wilkins asked the woman, "Was there a spider on my back?" To which she replied, "Yeah, I think I got it." But the woman punched her again and again, making it clear that this was an attack. Michelle Wilkins, being 7 months pregnant, didn't want to put herself or her baby in danger and tried talking to the woman and resolving the problem by contacting police. This angered the woman, and the beating began again until Michelle Wilkins was shoved into the back room of the house. This is where it gets gruesome. I suggest to those of you who have a weak stomach or aren't good with very many violent details, skip this part or just don't watch this video at all. Before I go on, however, who in the right fucking mind goes and beats a fucking pregnant woman? It's a shit move for shit people. Honestly, just fuck this woman. Anyways, that's my own personal opinion. So this is where it gets gruesome. As they fought, the woman reached for a piece of broken glass and stabbed Michelle Wilkins in the neck. It was fight or flight, and Michelle Wilkins did everything she could to fight off the attacker to defend herself and her unborn baby. Yet it wasn't enough. Michelle Wilkins was put at a disadvantage because of her pregnancy. And so the woman pinned Michelle down and managed to put both of her arms under her knees, disabling her from using her arms to protect herself. The woman's hands went for Michelle's throat, and then everything went black. While Michelle Wilkins laid motionless on the floor, the woman got a knife and then proceeded to cut Michelle Wilkins' abdomen open. Once she did this, she proceeded to take out the unborn baby out of its mother's womb, and then fled the scene. Though Michelle Wilkins, surprisingly, woke up and actually got up and threw herself onto the bed. Yet, in her quote, she said, "I could feel my intestines outside of my body." Imagine that. A pregnant woman just had her abdomen ripped open by a stranger who then took her baby. Just let that sink in. Though Michelle Wilkins, refusing to give up, called 911.
Okay. What is the suspect's name?
I don't remember.
What's your name? Hang on, okay? I'm going to this. She is.
I'm bleeding out.
I know you need to stay on the phone with me, okay? I'm getting everybody to you, okay?
And then my sister, I'm bleeding out.
I know, you stay with me, okay? I got everybody coming to help you. You stay on the phone. Don't hang up. 2102, 2121 to 1620 Green Place, 1620 Green Place for a stabbing. That page, Lincoln 13, 1443. I can't understand. What is your name, okay? You're going to stay on the need you to get, can you grab a towel or anything you can get in your hands and put it on your wound and press? How far along are you?
7 months.
7 months? Okay. Are you alone in the house?
I don't know.
You stay with me. Don't go to sleep. You stay with me. You're downstairs in the basement? And are you alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I locked the door.
Thank you. Michelle, don't you go to sleep, okay? You stay on the phone with me. Can you tell me, did she have any other weapons besides a knife?
She broke a glass.
She broke a glass? Did she stab you with the broken glass also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurt her.
Michelle, you need to think real hard and tell me who it is that did this. Tell me the person's name. Think real hard, okay? Don't go to sleep. Stay with me. Tell me who it is.
I don't know.
You don't know? Have you? Did she break into the house? Does she live there?
No, it's her house.
It's her house. Okay.
It was sad.
So you're a renter there, and she's the owner of the house?
No. I responded to her because it was sad.
Okay. Everybody's headed your way. Okay. Can you spell your last name for me?
No. What?
Do you have a towel on that?
Girl, how long?
They're on their way, okay? I need you to take a towel and put it on your wound. How many wounds do you have?
No. She just went off.
More than one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Help.
Everybody's on their way, okay? Was anyone else in the house when this happened? No? Just you and her? Were you having a fight?
I was leaving.
You were just trying to leave?
It looks like an apartment.
How old are you?
26.
26? Can you tell me what apartment number are you in, Michelle?
1620.
1620? Is it A, B, C, or D?
It's like the first one on the row. Please help me.
They're on their way. They're 1620 Green Place, like the color. Okay. You stay on the phone with me, okay? Don't go to sleep. We got everybody in the way. They're trying to find you now.
I heard the doorbell ring. Is that them?
Okay.
Are they ringing the doorbell? She cannot get to it.
Help.
Okay, you hang with me. Don't hang up. Are they in the house yet?
She's downstairs.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, I'll let you go.
You hear just how much she is struggling to answer the dispatcher's questions and struggling to stay alive. Although it may seem like the dispatcher is bombarding her with questions, I think she did a great job by keeping her busy and making her answer questions to prevent her from falling asleep, all while remaining calm. Just wanted to throw that in there. Also, at the end, you can just hear the relief in her voice once she knows help is on the way. The woman who attacked Michelle Wilkins was soon found in the hospital. Before this, however, the woman's husband, known as David Ridley, came home from work to take his wife to a doctor's appointment. But upon arriving, he saw his wife standing in front of a door covered in blood. She claimed that she had just miscarried in the bath. David Ridley rushed his wife to the hospital, where she again claimed to have miscarried. When she went into the hospital, the baby she brought in was clean, while she was covered in blood. The baby also still had the umbilical cord still attached. The baby was carried to another room, where they tried everything they could to save the baby, but to no avail. And thus, the world lost Michelle Wilkins' unborn baby, known as Aurora. The woman was later found and identified as Donnell Lane. Now I know what everyone's thinking. What kind of fucking person does this? And you're just about to find out how fucking disturbed and set apart from reality Donnell Lane really was. Donnell Lane killed and murdered a baby in cold blood, though there was much more behind this story. To start off, Donnell Lane, like I just mentioned, was fucked in the head, and the following reasons prove why. Donnell Lane, believe it or not, had kids. 2 of them, actually. Hard to believe that someone that committed such a violent action could actually have kids. And not only was it violent, but it was also targeted towards the most vulnerable people in our society. Donnell Lane, however, claimed that she was pregnant when she really wasn't. She showed her daughter ultrasounds of her so-called baby, which now many believe were just simply pulled off the internet, claiming that she was due in December, but the month came and went, and after a year, Donnell Lane still continued to claim she was pregnant. Let me repeat that. She continued to claim she was pregnant after a year. Despite Donnell continuously lying, her husband added to her fantasy by taking her to prenatal checkups 4 months after she was apparently due. Why did he do this is anyone's best guess. Did he not want to hurt her feelings by giving her this bad news, or did he also fall into the realm of her fantasy? Whatever it was, it might have contributed to the madness that took place that fateful day. During investigation, experts claimed that the individual who cut and stole Michelle Wilkins' baby would have had to research the method of extracting a baby in great detail, meaning that this attack could have possibly been planned. Donnell Lane actually did have some type of career. She held a nurse's license, but at the time of her arrest, it was expired. At the time, she was actually working for a company called Once Upon a Child, which receives and sells used baby clothes to future mothers. Honestly, this is the kind of shit you see on TV. Not to quote System of a Down, but it is. But I'm sure TV gets its influences elsewhere. It's disturbing to know that someone could actually do this to another human being. Sometimes, I believe, we truly are our worst enemy. It's easy to see just how fucking crazy Donnell Lane was, and there are many theories as to why she committed such an action. Some claim that it was simply because she really wanted a baby, but just could not conceive it, while others say it sounds like something called Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is when individuals fake an illness or injury in order to get attention or special treatment while in the care of others. It's a lot more complicated, and you can see more details for yourself with a little bit of research. Many thought that she faked being pregnant to gain special attention from others. In our society, it's no surprise that we treat pregnant women with a little bit more respect and care than we would to others. We hold doors open for them, we give up our seats in the bus or train, and plenty of other actions. Having 2 kids, Donnell Lane was familiar with how people treated her at the time of her pregnancy, and many claim that she missed this lifestyle, and therefore fabricated a story of her so-called pregnancy. And when no one believed her, she had to prove it by committing this horrific crime. Many were sure that this trial would not have any problems, and that Donnell Lane would serve time for the crime. Hey, that rhymed. Alright, anyways. It was almost clear that she was going to jail for murder. I mean, she did just rip open a woman and take her baby. But she wasn't. You see, in Colorado, they cannot legally file murder charges due to the circumstances of the baby and the murder case. In Colorado, many women have the right to an abortion, or many choose to have an abortion. And it's because of this law that the baby of Michelle Wilkins, Aurora, had to live outside of the womb for a certain amount of time to be considered a living human being. Yet, with little to no evidence showing that the baby showed signs of life out of the womb, murder charges could not be filed against Donnell Lane. The amount of time the baby had to live outside the womb is not exactly stated, most likely because I'm sure no one thought something like this could possibly ever happen. People were outraged, and though Donnell Lane was charged with many other crimes, and would most definitely not see freedom for her entire life, people were still outraged that no justice was brought to baby Aurora. Anti-abortion activists sought justice for Aurora, and so did many others. In my own personal opinion, I really don't think this case has anything to do with abortion. This was murder, just plain and simple. Done by a psychotic woman who cut open another woman, killed her baby, and then left Michelle Wilkins to die. This has nothing to do with abortion, but rather murder and justice for baby Aurora. It may seem hard to imagine, but this isn't the first case of fetal abduction. Donnell and Michelle's case took place in 2015, and the first known case took place in 1987. In this year, a woman by the name of Darcy Pierce kidnapped a soon-to-be mother, Cindy Ray, outside of a prenatal clinic. Darcy Pierce then proceeded to strangle Cindy Ray until she was unconscious and then dead. With her car keys, Cindy Ray cut open Darcy Pierce's womb and then stole the 8-month-old fetus. The fetus thankfully lived, and Cindy Ray, thankfully, was soon caught and convicted of her crime. From there have been 14 more known cases, including Michelle and Donnell's. These cases are unlike any others. A woman stealing another woman's baby while she's still pregnant by ripping it out of her. It's truly absurd knowing that these things have taken place in the past, and it's not something that's just seen in horror movies. Just to everyone out there, especially pregnant women, stay safe, because some humans are just fucking awful.